Good evening, and the hits just keep on coming. This is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and it's time to talk about the best and only newest ritual deck, Hamburger, or the Nouvellez archetype. So we got a Pendulum monster, and we also got a new quick play spell. This is a new support that we're getting, and I can't wait to read it. So I didn't think for a ritual deck we'll be getting a Pendulum monster of all things, but here we are, 2023. They keep giving us random pendulums and archetypes. Like the new Visa Starfrost support gave us like a random pendulum, and now we have a random pendulum for a ritual deck. So let's read it. This card is Poison de Nouvellez, Poisonier de Nouvellez. It's a level 1 Dark Fairy Pendulum Effect monster, scale 8. If they're giving us a 8 scale, they must be giving us a 1 scale. Can we pendulum summon rituals? I don't think so. I think they have to be a ritual summon. So this thing has to be amazing for the ritual archetype. If not, I don't know why we're playing it. It's 700 attack, 1700 defense, scale 8. You can only use the pendulum effect once per turn. If you control a ritual monster, target one monster on the field, special summon this card, then change a target's monster into battle position. So that's cool. It changes a monster into battle position, but again, I prefer if we got like a continuous spell that just made everything force into attack position, but whatever. And then its monster effect, you can only use the first monster effect of this card once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you activate one of these effects. Add one level 1 ritual monster or recipe card from your deck to hand. Banish any number of recipe cards from graveyard. If you do, special summon Nouvellez ritual monsters from your hand with equal levels to the number banished. If this card is on the field, is distributed and added to the extra deck face up, you can place it into the pendulum zone. So overall, it's a really interesting card. So what I like about it is that it is a free special summon. It is a level 1, and it is an 8 scale, and it does put a monster in attack position, and it is a plus because on summon it adds you a ritual monster, ritual spell, and then you can also banish any number of recipes in grave. And it's special Nouvellez monsters with levels equal to the number banished. The only issue with that is we're not playing that many ritual spells. I think we're playing like 3 I guess it's just a recipe, so that's not just the ritual spells. It's also like the counter trap. There's a couple of recipe cards. So I guess it isn't just the ritual spells, but that's not too many. So I think there's only like something out like what, the level 1 or the level 2. Maybe the level 3 if you're lucky later in the game, but I don't know how good that is. So overall, it's a solid card. It's not a bad card, but it definitely doesn't fix the deck. Hopefully the quick play spell does. This is confectionery contest. I guess it's a food contest, a dessert contest. It's a quick play spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. Special summon 1 Nouvellez pendulum monster and 1 Pastille pendulum monster from your hand. So is this going to be a new archetype, Pastille pendulums? Or is that just food recipes? I don't know what this Pastille pendulum monster, unless it's this one. But this card doesn't have Pastille in the name. It's Poisonier. Not really sure there. And then basically special one. You only use one effect once per turn. Special summon 1 Nouvellez pendulum monster and 1 Pastille pendulum monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck. To each field, and you can't use monsters as material for fusion, synchro, XYZ, link summon, or rest of the turn except Nouvellez and Pastille monsters. So it's weird. It's going to be a ritual pendulum archetype, but there's not enough pendulums. There's only 1 pendulum. I don't know how good this card is right now because you just don't have other pendulums revealed. And then during the main phase, you can banish this card from graveyard. Target 1 face of monster on the field, gains 200 attack for each recipe in grave. This support's weird.